What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cleveland Cards Podcast. I'm here with my dude, trading card investor, aka Rob. I am King of Cards, aka Keith. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? Excited for another episode of Cleveland Cards. Make sure you guys are subscribing to both of us right now. Take that break, go sub, leave us a like. We got a fire podcast for you guys today.
Yes, indeed we do.
What we got lined up, Keith? What's it looking like?
Today we are going to be going on about some do's and don'ts in the sports card market. We're going to be talking about going to shows, some of the things you should do and don't, talk about PSA, talk about eBay. I think we're going to touch on a few subjects with, do's and don'ts of this hobby, and then if we got time at the end of it, get into some releases that are coming out. Tell you guys what we're picking up, what we're not picking up, stuff like that.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Like some good topics for sure. Always good to talk about some grading, some juicy things that people are controversial on. I feel like that's a pretty good place to start, man. Let's start with some grading do's and don'ts. Something I wanted to say, the number one do before subbing cards, man, carefully review your cards. Make sure they got a shot at the 10.
Dude, I totally agree. Too many people sent in cards that just, I don't even know what you're thinking sending in cards that, base cards or, cards you didn't even really look over. You just got happy and just, especially somebody new, Rob, that gets into the thing. They're like, somebody tells them, oh, you can grade cards. They send out everything they have and they come back with 8, 7, 6. It's like, don't waste your money.
I mean, it leads right into the first don't that I have, talking about don't submit something just to have it slabbed. Because that was something that I would do a lot too. I would tell myself, oh, even if this PSA 8s, PSA 9s, at least it's in case, it's easy to move, but you don't realize how much money you're going to lose in those grading fees when you go into it with that mentality.
Unless like it's for your personal collection, you really like the card. Because I don't want to discourage somebody of like not grading something, their PC. If you spend the money that you want to do that, that's fine. But we're talking more of like, we buy, sell, trade, flip, that's what we're talking about mostly.
Yeah, investment purposes for sure. Obviously, PC, if you want to have your stuff slabbed, that totally makes sense, but make sure that if you're trying to flip it, you're not doing that, get 9s and 8s, because that's just going to kill the profit.
Yeah, you don't want to get waxed on. It's too expensive.
Another thing that's important too is the quality of cards that you guys are picking. So the next do that I have is do make sure that you're submitting more rare cards, short print cards,
numbered.
Autos, and that leads right into the don't that follows it of don't submit base cards.
Yeah, I agree.
That is the biggest thing. I actually had a TikTok that did really well a few months ago, how I used to talk about and promote trying to push grading cards that were even lower value.
Right.
I learned a lesson the hard way. When a lot of those came back 9s, I ended up losing money, so I could say don't send off.
But it's crazy though too, because like if you watch some of Card Collector's videos, he actually will buy lower end slabs. You know what I mean? Because they do really well in his shop. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard, man, to really tell people.
I feel like those lower end slabs, though, that you're seeing right now are selling in that $20 to $40 price range. And if you factor in price of grading even at the lowest level, there really isn't any room for profit.
I think it's safe to call those cards like the COVID era when everybody was just sending out everything.
The junk slab era.
Yeah, if we want to say that,
I agree 100%. Those are a few do's and don'ts of grading for sure. I think there's a couple obvious ones too. You know what I mean? Like, do take advantage of the specials when they have them. Make sure you're subbing at those levels.
Yeah. Definitely. Do yourself a favor and pick up a subscription. It's $100, man, for the whole year, which is great. Like, we don't want to bash on PSA at all. We love PSA. And don't go through, me personally, I won't go through like a third party to grade stuff. I rather I'm more hands-on.
That's a good call.
It's really simple, honestly. You put the cards in their database, print out a label, send it off to PSA, you know what I mean? And they have the steps they go through, And
what's awesome too is if you guys have any issues trying to sub cards, just go right to YouTube, look up how to build a PSA submission. I'm sure that's a video we're even going to work on.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
It's really easy for you guys to figure out.
Yeah, so, I'm actually going to write that down. That would be a great video to actually talk about, honestly.
Yeah, but when you're looking to grade cards, you got to source them first, and a good place to source them would be at card shows. So let's talk about some do's and don'ts when you're trying to pick up some cards at card shows.
Yeah, definitely is bring cash with you to a card show.
Smart.
Do not go there broke. I mean, or I don't know. It's always easier. People are more apt to work with you when you have cash. You know, cash is king as always. You know, don't get me wrong. A lot of dealers will take PayPal, Venmo, all those, but a lot of them frown upon it, Rob, because they're like.
I mean, well, you know, a lot of people want to try to stay away from tax when they can.
I mean, yeah.
And just people are just going to give you better deals if you're bringing that cash through, especially if you show it to them. It leads people to want to get the deal done because the money's in their hand right then. I always try and have cash, and I think that it's honestly an advantage point when negotiating.
Also, another good tip too, I think, and I don't even think we wrote this down, was if you're looking to get rid of stuff to upgrade your collection, bring a box of cards. And most dealers will literally take that whole box off your hand and either upgrade, you know, pick out a card on their table, throw in some cash. It's a great way to like boost your collection up, you know.
Yeah, and when you're buying and selling, another do is to make connections with the dealers. Start to build that rapport, because if you're going to be going to these shows often, the dealers are going to get to know you and help you out with some good deals. From my personal experience, I've really noticed that because I'm a consistent buyer and I also give them good deals in return, they're more willing to cut me deals and work with me when I'm looking at cards.
Oh yeah, dude. We go to a show, everybody know, hey Rob. It's literally insane.
I mean, we've been on the grind for a year straight.
And I feel like, too, as like a community, we should all be trying to help each other, shout each other out on Instagram, you know, like tagging each other in a deal that we're getting. Or, you know, some shows we go to, I bring camera with me, and they're like, he's got a camera? Like, I feel like I'm the only one recording, you know?
Yep. Another one that's a don't to do at these shows is don't be the guy that comes up and offers 60% comps to these dealers, because obviously a lot of dealers are overpriced. It's pretty common, but if you try and just throw them the opposite of that with lowballing them, you're just not going to get deals done. So
right. No, I agree. And another, I'm going to throw in a don't. So most of you kids walking around with those big Zion boxes, it's just like a little tip, little pet peeve. I don't know. Don't walk up and throw your thing down on their showcases. You know, I mean, I'm sure these guys pay a lot of money for those. Just say, hey, man, can I set this down here? Because I've seen tons of kids do it, dude. Like, wham!
Like, get people's cases and stuff.
Yeah, some people are really funny about that.
Those Zion cases are dangerous, bro. They're heavy. They'll whack them into the wall. I almost dented my car because I smacked it with it the other day. It's heavy, man.
Imagine, just take out somebody's whole showcase. Just oops.
But when you're at these card shows, obviously there's going to be some stuff that you're looking to invest in. So let's talk about investing. Do's and don'ts at card shows. So for sure, a do for investing is buy the GOATs to hold long term.
I agree.
The Currys, the Bradys, the LeBrons. If you're going to be investing long term in this stuff, you want guys that are already established, and those are no-brainers.
Yeah, you want liquid. You want guys that you're going to take to a table, and that dealer is going to be like, ooh, what do you want for this? What do you want for this? You know,
exactly.
like...
Because then, as well, you know, because it's always easy to spend and it's hard to sell, but when you're investing in guys like that, it makes the liquidation process so much easier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, time and time. I mean, you've proved it, Robert, like, with your success with stuff, man. Like, you just got that eye for it. And I feel like it took you a while.
100%. Oh, and you definitely have to learn, you know, the right guys to pick up. But I say always do pick up those liquid guys for sure.
Quarterbacks, you know, whoever's hot in that city that time. I mean, like...
Which leads right into my don't. Because obviously you would. A do is invest in quarterbacks, but don't invest in running backs. Don't invest in
linebackers.
Because even if those guys are all-time greats, there just isn't a demand for that type of card. So you're not gonna have much room to make money. If you want to collect them for your PC, totally makes sense. I got a couple guys, some old school Hall of Fame that I like, but if you're looking to make money on it, don't invest in that type of cards.
Yeah, if you're looking to move it and make some money and keep money rolling in and out, that's definitely like the play you're gonna want to stick with, 100%.
So it's really important that people remember when you're, you know, investing and you're trying to move stuff and you're trying to build up your collection, make sure you're selling during the playoffs. Make sure you're selling during those.
Take advantage of it.
And don't be the person that gets caught up in the hype and makes a bad buy when prices are high.
Yep, you're going to be holding on to that card for the next year. Or, I mean, there's cards I regret selling, obviously, because they went up, you know, but you just got to be smarter. You know, I feel like a lot of new people are getting into this market, and I think we're trying to teach them, like, learn from our mistakes of what we've done, you know. buying all kinds of stuff.
A really good point of another even do or don't, where a do you could say is to take your win. You know, if you're up and you get an offer that's 150 above on the card you paid, don't hold out for that one more week just because you think it might go up to an extra $50. Because if he gets hurt, if he loses, if this happens, it can go down. Take your wins when the cash is on the table, and don't hold on too long.
Yeah, dude, I 100% agree. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, sometimes they'll go up and sometimes they'll go down, you know? But most of the time, you definitely just want to... If someone's solid offer, man, take it. Take the cash. You can always...
I definitely learned my lesson.
Yeah, I mean...
Hold the cards too long. Saying no to the offer that was right at the time and just trying to be greedy, man. It's important to take wins because sometimes you could take some bad losses.
Well, what I always tell myself, too, is that, like, okay, Keith, later down the road, you can always get another one if you really want it that bad. You know, if you got a good offer, you can always find another one. There's a million shows, eBay. I mean, the list goes on, you know.
That's actually a really good point. I agree with that, too. That's a good perspective because even that instances where, okay, yeah, it went up another 50 or $100 because he won that game, like, you could still buy it back at that price where it's just less of a risk because if he would have lost, let's say, it would have been a $200, $300 loss. You know what I mean? So it is smart. Take the win, and if you really want to get back into it at a later point, at least you kind of hedge your bet.
Yeah, buy it in the off season when he's not playing or something like that. When he's down a little bit, like play the market.
100%. And then the last topic that we're going to talk about is the eBay do's and don'ts, because this is a big one. I know a lot of you guys have some eBay stores you're trying to build up. The one you told me about with the pictures is really important.
Oh yeah, high quality pictures. And say too, you got a card that's over like $300-$400. Please take pictures of the corners. Take the extra time to take at least 6 pictures. I would say. Like these are really good tips we're about to give you guys. Honestly, these are some gems from 2 eBay sellers that have my eBay store, I've been doing this for like 3-4 years solid, positive feedback. Also, Robert's got an amazing eBay store.
90,000 last year on eBay. So I definitely have some experience with it. And high quality pictures are important. You know what I mean? Don't try to sell your stuff for 20% over comps. I mean, be realistic. Right. If you want to move stuff, price it accordingly.
Yeah, 100%
because the marketplace will respond based on how you
once you go into sold and completed, you could see what your card is actually. Yeah, it sucks sometimes when you look and your card's like $7. Believe me, it makes me mad. But don't list it at 25. With offers. Oh my God!
There's been so many times I find a card in the dollar bin. I'm like, oh, this is a $10 card for sure. And I look and it's going for $2.95, and I'm like, oh, man, it wasn't as good as I thought.
It sucks, man.
No, yeah, but it's also smart that what I've done a lot and had some success with is sniping on eBay, which is bidding last second. So I would say a do for eBay is to look for deals on bids because cards 100%. Always tend to go lower on bids.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean? And it's fun at the last minute, man, to get a good card you've been wanting to for a good price is like, what?
Well, it's 100% the best deals. And people, if you're sniping at good times too, like where there's low traffic or not a lot of eyes, you can really get some steals to even flip at shows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, just some of the pickups you get off eBay are literally insanity. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, the Jamar Chase, the BGS 9 that I picked up and regraded, and it got the PSA 9.
Oh,
I was $220 into it, and I sold at a show this weekend for $400.
See, that's what I mean. That's quick game, dude. Quick money.
And that's 180 on one card is a big deal. If you stack that up consistently, you can really turn into some great stuff. And that's really the power, of grading in general, because that's with just a 9. Imagine a 10. A 10 would be 3 times the profit. Right.
I mean? And I think that's a good thing too. You go to different shows, you pick up cards, you got options. You could either sell it on eBay, or you can bring it to another show, or possibly grade it if it's gradable. There's so many different avenues you could take with it. Just be smart about it and really, see what it's doing.
No, 100%. I agree for sure. eBay, any other do's and don'ts? I would say
don't lowball people, man. That kills me, man. When I put up a card for, let's say, $25 and somebody sends an offer for $1, automatically I'm declining it and just not even entertaining you. I might delete you off my eBay.
Even if it's a $5, even if it's a $5 or $10 offer, it's just It's pointless. It just wastes everyone's time.
It really does.
Another don't bid or make an offer that gets accepted and then not pay for a card.
Oh God, that is the worst. Please,
worst on eBay.
Oh my God, I want to reach through the phone. And another one too, man. Please. Okay, so if you're a seller on eBay, everybody knows about the people with negative feedback, man. Don't be that guy just to give somebody negative feedback because they did one little thing that you don't like. You know,
work with people for sure.
Yeah, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Warriors, man.
Dude, I just got a negative feedback for literally shipping a guy a card in a bubble mailer that was a little bit big. No, card was not damaged. Card was perfectly fine. Still gave me a negative feedback. If he would have messaged me, I would have literally maybe even refunded him some of the money back. You know, whatever. It's ridiculous, but like I don't know. I like having 100% feedback. You know, like it's just.
Well, it also helps with sales having good feedback. So a do is to keep a high rating.
Yes,
for high feedback.
That's a gem.
Sure. Ship quick.
Yeah,
that's important for that. Answer the questions. Things like that.
The best way to do it is like, you know, in the morning time when you see like your stuff sold, just print it out right away, get it out of your hands, don't sit on it. You know, that's literally the best way to do it in the morning.
Yeah. There's no reason why it should be after a few days. You know what I mean? Try and stay on top as much as you can because it just like I said, it leads to more sales. So.
And then you got all day to list or do whatever you need to do. You know, it's like perfect.
Yeah, that wraps up some do's or don'ts on some good topics.
Yeah, I hope you guys.
Releases.
Right, but I hope everybody really like considers, you know, some of the good things that we did put on this. You know, I think there's a lot of good gems in here. You know what I mean? To have a good eBay, good friggin', you know, sales at a show. I mean, there's so many gems in this podcast, man.
Yeah, and check out both of our channels, too, for more tips. There's constant advice and different things related to sports cards. We are content grinding.
Right. So even reach out to us. Send a DM. If you got any questions or something like that, I'll be more than happy to answer somebody and let them know. You know what I mean? Somebody just starting out that don't, you know what to do or this or that, or we're always buying,
and DMs are always open for even always buying and selling. And for advice, any questions, for sure, feel free to hit either of us up. So.
But yeah, let's definitely get into. We got some fire coming up releases. I feel like we really haven't had nothing too crazy besides Mosaic Football would probably be the last big thing that we had come out. Hobby, also retail. We got 2020 Panini Zenith, which me and actually Robert, if you want to go check out our YouTube channel, we open a hobby box. We got smoked on that. I hate to say it.
No.
You don't think we got smoked? Oh my god.
Torn apart. It was honestly though really cool product. It was just really different compared to a lot of the stuff you see. You know what I mean? It definitely had a different feel. Even though we didn't do well on it, I would still say fun rip.
Oh yeah, no, dude, totally. I mean, $250 a hobby box. It was great. Then we have on the 3rd, we got Panini Prism College Draft Picks Baseball. I'm not a big baseball guy. I don't think Robert's a big baseball guy. Probably just going to leave it in the dust.
That's garbage all the way around. You got unlicensed, you got draft picks, you got baseball.
Talk about set your money on fire. Yeah, it really is. And then on the 8th, we have 2020 Panini Immaculate UFC. But on the website, it got delayed to the 16th. Which I think that would be a cool product. I mean, me personally, I probably won't pick it up. You know what I mean? I don't know about you. Are you picking up UFC?
Price tag's gonna be crazy on that for sure.
100%.
So I probably wouldn't. But honestly, talk about a fun rip. That'd be a really fun rip.
If it's a good price point, I think it's worth picking up.
Yeah, I don't know though. Immaculate.
I know it's gonna be high. But the big one that everybody's been waiting on, I know I have, and a lot of other people, is 2022 Donruss Football coming in with with the hobby box. You get one auto, one mem card. It's going to be looking around $270 a hobby box, which is, I think, great pricing.
Zenith at $250 and Donruss at $270.
You're right, but see, I think that's like that's like store prices. But then once the store get it, they'll want $350 because taxation without representation.
Donruss, you got the downtowns, you got the taxation without the downtowns, you got the rated rookies, you got number parallels of them.
It's gonna be a banger.
Really fun rip. We're definitely gonna be opening up one of them for the channel, so make sure you guys are subbed to both of us.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Updates when we upload stuff like that, and we got tons of other content. Like I said, man, I really hope you guys enjoyed this podcast because we love
it. Fire, yeah. Sure. And with the Donruss too, you get 18 packs, 10 cards per a pack, dude. 18 packs? I'll take that one all day. All day.
That's a lot of packs. It's going to be a really fun rip. I'm super excited about that one.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be fire. But yeah, I think that wraps up our podcast. We don't want to drag it on too long. And yeah, I think that's a good one.
Man, that felt good. And like I said, guys, make sure you're subbed. We are content grinding. I just love to say it, man, because we have been posting such solid content recently.
Yes.
If you guys are into sports cards, if you guys want sports cards advice, want to see openings, want to see show pickups, we got it all, man. So go check it out.
Right. Stay tuned.
So much for tuning in.
Gonna have more to come. Peace out.